What's up, you guys? I'm back with another how-to video. Today's is very simple. It's how to change the headlight bulb in a Porsche Cayman. Very, very simple, as you'll see in just a minute. You won't need any extra tools for doing this, as long as you have the Porsche toolkit that's provided with your car that's located up here in the front trunk. So first things first, let's pop that front trunk. Okay, now that you have access to the front trunk, the Porsche toolkit's going to be located in here. So what you want to do is twist those just a quarter turn. They'll pop right open, and here it is. So this is the little toolkit. Here's your tow hook. This is a little tire inflator. This is like fix-a-flat Porsche brand stuff. And so this is what you're going to need. So take this out. Go ahead and pop the top off. See if I can do it with one hand. I don't think so. 1 second. Okay, there it is. So that's your toolkit, and what you're gonna need in here is this tool specifically. This one right here. This is the headlight getting out tool. Basically, it's just a really long Allen key, but it has like that center, hollow center, which is what you need. So now that you got this, we can go towards the headlight. Alright, the next step is we need to access the back of this panel in order to reach the bolt that releases the headlight. So we're going to have to unscrew this all the way and then pull back this panel. As you can see, there's a couple wires and this plug. That's what we're mainly after. What you want to do is pull this plug out, just like that. Make sure you set it aside and remember where you put it. So once you've accessed this hole, you're going to take the tool and you're going to slide it straight in. There's a few holes you need to make it through before you reach the actual bolt that we're going for. So once you've got it, you want to do half of a turn, and you'll see the headlight starting to move. Just that half turn right there. You can go ahead and leave that tool there. Next step is just to grab the headlight itself and pull forward. So here we have the headlight unit. I told you it was pretty awesome how Porsche does this. I've never owned a car where the headlight comes out that easy. And as you can see, the tool that we used released this little lever right here, which catches the headlight, pulls it in, and then you release it by letting it go out. And when we go ahead and put the headlight back in, we're going to slide it right back into that bracket and tighten it right back up. Now that we have the headlight unit out, we're going to access the bulb through the back here. We're going to set that down, and we're going to go back to the Porsche toolkit and grab the little screwdriver. This is what we're going to need to undo these Phillips screws to get into where the bulb is. So there are 4 screws that you need to undo in the back of this housing. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the last one. And then once those are all done, you have 3 clips, 2 on the bottom, and then there's 1 on top that you need to undo. So let's get to that. Okay, I got all 4 screws out. They're all the same, so don't worry about mixing them up. Just go ahead and set them somewhere where you're not going to lose them. Next, we need to go for these 3 tabs. These 2 right here and then 1 on top. They're pretty easy. The one on top here, you just kind of lift off. And then the bottom 2, you may need to pry a little bit with the screwdriver. I'm going to need both hands to do those. So once I get them off, we'll go from there. Once you got all the tabs undone, go ahead and lift off the casing. Now we're inside the headlight unit, and as you can see, there's a few different things going on here. This is your main running light, and this is your high beam. So you have 2 different bulbs here. The turn signal is located elsewhere. I'll show you that before we put it back in the car. But first, let's get the regular headlight out. So this first headlight, as you can see, there's this little wire contraption holding it in. So what you're going to do is find this side. You're going to push it down and unlatch it, just like that. And then the headlight will slide right out. And then if you're going to change it, you just go from here, you just pull the light off, put the new one in, then you just reverse it. go ahead and put that back in. Replace this little spring right there. You've just changed your headlight. Now we got to go for the high beams. So as far as the high beam goes, mine, as you can tell, is aftermarket. The owner before me had done this. This is an LED headlight, very, very bright, but it's great if you're driving at night. But basically it's the same kind of concept as this. The bulb will just slide right out, but instead of a little wire bracket, you're going to twist it and then it will pop right out. I have a few extra wires here, but basically you twist the unit, and then it will pop right out. Now that's what mine looks like. Yours is going to look significantly different. I don't have the stock one, so I can't show you those, but that's what the high beam looks like, and then you'll replace it and put it back in the same way. All right, so that's how you change those two lights. But say your blinker went out, that's going to be on the side of the housing. See that circle thing? That's the big plug that opens up to where the turn signal is. Now, to get this off, you'll see on it, it says open right there, and then there's an arrow pointing to the left, closes to the right. So basically you're going to put a lot of effort in turning it counterclockwise, just that much, and it will pop right out. So once you've gained access to the turn signal, what you're going to do is kind of the same thing with the high beam. You're going to twist it and then pull it out, and it comes with this nice little bracket you get leverage on, but you're going to pull it that way. It'll pop right out, and you can pull it out. Ta-da! There's the turn signal. You can replace it, put it back in, same way. Make sure everything's lined up, and then push it back down to its locking position, and then put this case back on. Tighten it back up, and you're all set. All right, once you've changed out the bulbs, if you needed to, then we're going to put the back casing back on, put the clips in first, then screw in those 4 Phillips head screws, and then we will put it back in the car. Before we put the headlight back into the car, I'm going to kind of explain what's going on and what to look out for. So basically you see these 4 little things. Those have tracks inside the car. You can see the little tracks right here, right there, and right there. So those 4 little nubs go in those. And this little lever that attaches it back into the car connects up into this. So the lever is going to hook that and pull the head unit or the headlight unit back into the car. So those are the things you need to look out for. These need to go in the tracks. Then this little latch needs to connect with this. Then you just twist your Porsche tool and the headlight will go right back in. And the plugs are in the bracket, so you don't have to worry about that. So once you got everything on track and everything in, you're going to go ahead and pull this tool. You may need to push the headlight in and help it catch. And that's what I'm going to have to do, so I'm going to need both hands. Okay, once you get it hooked, just go ahead and tighten it up, and the headlight will sink right into place, and it's solid. Then you can go ahead and take the Porsche tool out. So once the headlight's all in, take the tool out, grab your little rubber plug, make sure you plug up that hole again. This can get a little tricky, but just work it in there, just like that. And then you're going to put the side paneling back under the rubber molding, and then screw this back on just a few times. There we go, it's all steady. And then you can put your tool back in its case, put this all back up, and you've successfully changed your headlight bulb. So there you have it, you guys. Changing the headlight in a Porsche Cayman is as easy as that. It is so simple, the way Porsche has designed the headlight unit to slide in and out. They come with all the tools. Can't get much easier than that. So now you know. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I'm going to be uploading a few more how-to videos this week, and you don't want to miss them. So stay tuned. Thank you.